You wake up feeling heavy, but when someone asks how you are, you automatically say, "I'm fine." Sound familiar? That's not just a polite lie, it's a habit. One we've learned so well, we barely even notice we're doing it. And over time, this simple reflex, this tiny betrayal of truth, adds up. Because saying "I'm fine" when you're not, that's how we slowly disappear from ourselves. In this video, we're going to explore the journey from being not okay to embracing your true feelings. We'll walk through the quiet unraveling of emotional suppression, the discomfort of stillness, and how being honest, even when it's messy, can reconnect you to your deepest strength. Let's start by naming the problem. We live in a culture that rewards being okay. Being strong, smiling through it, hustling anyway. It teaches us that vulnerability is a weakness, that expressing sadness, confusion, fear, it makes us too much, so we hide it. We swallow our anger, slap on a smile, and push through the pain. We post pictures that look better than we feel. We apologize for crying. We downplay our grief with a joke. And what happens? We become emotionally split. The person we show to the world and the one quietly hurting underneath. And eventually this disconnection turns into exhaustion, emotional exhaustion, where even small things feel big, where you get irritated easily, where you can't quite name what's wrong. You just know something feels off. That's the cost of hiding it for too long. But here's the thing, the journey back to yourself doesn't start with fixing. It starts with feeling, and it starts with a very simple truth. Being not okay is okay. Let's break the journey down into 3 stages. Stage 1, recognition. This is the moment you realize the mask isn't working anymore. Maybe it's subtle. You start snapping at people or zoning out more than usual. Or maybe it hits hard. You cry over a text, or you feel a wave of panic out of nowhere. Whatever the trigger, something clicks. You can't pretend anymore. You can't unfeel what you're feeling. And that recognition, that's sacred. Because now you're aware. Now you're awake. You see the performance of "I'm fine" has a cost. And you're ready to stop paying it. It's like looking in a mirror for the first time in a long time, seeing your actual face, not the one you've been presenting. And sure, the first look might be scary. You might see sadness, tiredness, anger, but you also see you. And that is the first real step towards healing. Stage 2, permission. Recognition isn't enough. You have to give yourself permission to feel what's there. And this is where most people get stuck. Because we've been taught that emotions are problems, that crying is something to be embarrassed about, and that being sensitive is something to outgrow. But emotions aren't problems, they're signals. They're messengers. They carry information about your needs, your boundaries, your truth. Giving yourself permission means saying, "It's okay that I feel sad. It's okay that I'm angry. It's okay that I don't know what to feel yet." The stage is about releasing judgment. It's about creating a space inside yourself where every emotion is allowed to exist, even the ones you've been taught to silence. And when you stop fighting your feelings, something surprising happens. They stop fighting you back. They soften. They flow. They move through you instead of getting stuck inside you. Stage 3, sitting with discomfort. This one is the hardest, because everything in our modern world teaches us to avoid discomfort. Scroll past it, chop through it, work over it. But true healing happens when you pause, when you stop trying to distract or numb it, and you just sit. Sitting with discomfort just doesn't mean wallowing. It means witnessing. It's saying, "Yes, this hurts, and I'm going to stay with it." Because underneath that discomfort is truth, insight, and clarity. When you sit long enough, you start to notice patterns. You realize that sadness isn't endless, it's just a wave. You notice that your anger is tied to a boundary that keeps getting crossed. You learn to breathe through the panic instead of running from it. And slowly, discomfort turns into information, into strength, into resilience. That's the paradox. The more willing you are to sit in what's hard, the more emotionally free you become. Let's ground this into something you can actually do. Try the simple practice every day, the feeling check-in. Step 1, pause just for 30 seconds. Step 2, ask yourself, what am I actually feeling right now? Step 3. Name it without trying to change it. Don't analyze, don't fix, just notice. You might say, I feel tense and kind of blank, or I feel anxious but I don't know why. That's enough. That's more than enough. Because emotional honesty, even with yourself, changes everything. You begin to feel seen, not by the world, by the one person who matters most, you. Let's address a common fear. A lot of people are scared that if they really start feeling, they'll never stop. That's the sadness that will drown them, the anger that will consume them, that if they go, they'll fall apart. But here's what actually happens. You cry, and then you breathe. You rage, and then you soften. You fall apart, and then maybe, not right away, you start to feel whole again. Emotions are like weather. They pass. But if you never let them in, they pile up into storms that break through at the worst times. When you let yourself feel in small doses, you stop exploding in big ones. There's another layer to this. Sometimes being not okay doesn't look dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet numbness, a flatness, a sense of blah that won't go away. This too is something to feel, because numbness is not the absence of emotion. It's often the presence of too much emotion that hasn't been processed. So if you're feeling nothing, you're still feeling something, and that matters. Don't skip over it. Even numbness deserves to be witnessed. Now let's connect all of this to stillness, something we talk about a lot in this channel. Stillness isn't just the absence of noise. It's the space where your inner world becomes loud enough to hear. It's not comfortable. It's not peaceful at first. It's awkward. It's raw. It's fidgety. But if you can stay in the stillness, you can breathe through the initial comfort. You'll start to hear the quiet truth underneath all the chaos. And that truth, that's your compass. That's the real you, not the polished version, not the performing version, not the one who says, I'm fine, when they're not. The real you, the one who feels deeply even when it hurts, especially when it hurts. You don't have to be okay to be worthy. You don't have to smile to be lovable. You don't have to hide your mess to deserve support. In fact, the moment you stop pretending, that's when real connection begins. That's when healing starts. Not because you're fixed, but because you're finally real. Watch the next video. Your feelings are trying to lead you home.